Anyone like played the Mario Brothers games? Like, we've heard how legendary they are, but has anyone like actually like sit down to play them? So for context, I'm someone who was a Wii kid growing up. I played a lot of Wii games. I played like New Super Mario Bros. Wii. That was my first exposure to sort of platforming Mario. Also obviously played other games like Mario Kart Wii, Wii Sports, all that stuff. But gone back and played the original game, the one where it all started. Now obviously I've seen videos of 1-1, heard the soundtrack of 1-1. It's a very iconic level, but other than that, I never like made myself play the game. So when I got a Steam Deck, I decided that, I would, after a while, I didn't do this like initially at launch, but after a while I decided to get some old NES, SNES games and play them. And the first thing that came to my mind was playing the original trilogy of Mario Brothers. And at first I thought this was going to be really easy, considering that they're old games, so I was like, well, surely beating them should be much easier than like newer games, or at least much shorter. And I am right that the games are shorter by nature, like I can make it to the 4th world within like 10 minutes of playing, but the game's difficulty is kind of insane. The main weird not weird I shouldn't say, but the main concept with the original Mario games, or at least the first one, I don't know about the other ones, I haven't played the other ones yet. I haven't even played Super Mario World, which is the game I wanted to play, but I wanted to see the original games beforehand. Just because I felt like, I've been a big Mario fan, and I haven't even played the original games, so I wanted to experience them myself. And it was very, so the original thing that I didn't expect is the game has a lot of little details. So like, for an example, in 2-1, if you hit a random block in like the middle of nowhere, then you can get up to this vine area, and then you get a bunch of coins. And it's just little things like that that I wasn't expecting to see in the original game, because I sort of just thought it'd be platforming on a bunch of levels and then, that's it. But no, there's actually way more to the original game. The one that was made in, I think, 1985. It was just kind of like surprising for me to see. And there's also like a lot of things that get taken into newer games, like 1-2 in every Mario Brothers, like new Super Mario Brothers game, like the DS, the Wii ones. All those concepts are from the original, because like 1-2 is a cave level, 2-2 is a water level, which I mean, I hate water levels in the newer games just because they're slow paced, they feel awkward. In this game, the water physics are kind of weird, so you kind of sometimes go faster. I don't really know how that works. I should say that the only thing I have seen from the Mario Brothers game is, I think I watched a Carl Jobs video on the speedrunning history of the game, or maybe it was Summoning Salt. I think it was Summoning Salt, because Carl Jobs does the cheaters. Sorry, it was Summoning Salt. So I saw Summoning Salt's video on speedrunning, so I knew about the 1-2. If you go above it, there's like you can skip to another world. I wanted to experience the game naturally, so obviously I don't want to use the skips. I want to do all the levels at once. And there's also just like, I don't know, there's like changes that you wouldn't expect to see. I feel like this game has a lot more, and there's a lot more nuanced little things that I think even now with modern games it gets looked upon. Because like 2-, I know it's not a little thing because it's a whole level, but 2-3 is just a level where you just run. There's a bunch of Shy Guys and you just have to run as fast as possible. And then there's at one point where did I say Shy Guys? Sorry, the Cheep Cheep can come back at you. And then it's also another weird little thing that I don't know why I wasn't expecting. The Fire Flower sort of works as a upgrade rather than like so you know how in like Mario Brothers Wii, if you were wearing a Fire Flower Mario, then you can take 2 hits before you go back to your mini form. In this game, the Fire Flower is just more so a power upgrade you get rather than like can save you from taking damage. So if you have the Fire Flower in the original game and you get hit, you go straight to Mini Mario, which was really weird to me, and I wasn't like expecting such a little detail to affect me so much, because which probably says a lot about me, but you don't really appreciate that, extra damage that you prevent when you have the Fire Flower, Yeah, there's more, like the Hammer Bros are in this game, Bullet Bill is in this game. They also have this weird spring, and the only way to get it to work is if you spam A. So I still haven't beaten the game when making this video, but if I were to, play the game with the intention of exploring every detail, I feel like I would find a lot more. Like there's also levels where you randomly get stars. If you hit like a not even a question block, if you just hit a normal block, sometimes you get rewarded with a star. It feels like a gambling, like it feels like you're hitting a jackpot. Maybe that's the intention, considering that the Mario Brothers came out back at a time where arcade gaming was really starting to pop off. And when I was looking at the NES catalog, there was a lot of like arcade games that you could download, like ice hockey. So maybe it was intentional that randomly just hitting blocks, boom, you just find a star and now you're invincible for a certain amount of time. Obviously still hitting 100 coins gives you gets you alive, and lives just feel way more valuable in this game than the original. It actually makes me want to play the newer games with the same, I don't know how to describe this, like mythology as the old games. Like in the sense that I want to play the games, but if I hit a game over, I reset the entire game and just see how like annoying that feels. I kind of like that feeling. At the same time, it is nice not to have to restart other worlds, but I think it brings a sense of challenge that the newer games just don't. Considering the fact that we're also older as well, at least I am. I'm older than when I started playing Wii games. So I don't know, there's a lot of beauty that I wasn't expecting. I was sort of just expecting a simple concept with just like the Mario charm of like power-ups and the Lakitu being an annoying obstacle. But there was a lot of charm that I wasn't expecting with the original Mario Bros. Game. And I don't know if there's any much more to say than that. I still haven't beaten the game. I really want to beat the game. There's some really annoying gameplay details that I just hate. The one I want to share, the highest level I made it to as a record, I think I've actually made it to World 6, but I'm forgetting. So, for the sake of not trying to lie, let's just say the highest I remember making it to is 5-2. And in 5-2, there's this annoying section where the Hammer Bros is just right there. And yeah. I wish I could show my gameplay instead of a YouTube video, but honestly, I'm just recording this with video with the intent of just finally releasing something instead of you know, I don't think anyone's gonna watch this, but I just want to get something out finally. So hopefully it, like, I think it's gonna make me understand why I want this as my dream, you know, rather than just saying it's my dream. I think that the action of creating something and uploading it, even if it's not the most complicated thing yet, and not the most intuitive either, it's still something you can be proud of, and you can only go forward, you know? I mean, you can't go backwards. I think that if you want a more happy, fulfilling experience when chasing a dream, then you should only at least try to go forward. Maybe sometimes you'll go backwards. It makes me excited to see what else the other games added, because I hear high things about Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World, and I never really took the time to play the games because, you know, I was always so focused on what's new that I never took a time to see how it came to be in the first place. Alright, that's all. Bye bye. Next time will be my gameplay.